and we welcome you to a special presentation here on JCTV. This is the iRacing special event, the Left Turn Lounge, Joe's Karting 172 at Daytona. This is the second annual event where we will be running here tonight. Tonight we are running the trucks. Last season was the next-gen cars, but now we are going to be running with the trucks as they are much better suited for Super Speedway racing. This is Dawson Allen, as always, in the booth, and joining alongside me for tonight's event, a very special appearance by Josh Coppernoll. Josh, welcome to the booth.
Yeah, thanks. Looking forward to this one. Always love watching racing at Daytona. It always makes an even playing field for a lot of drivers. So expect to see a great show and some drivers really trying to go and get a win.
Now, a lot of these drivers are very much familiar faces for JCTV broadcasts. Right there, we can see two of them. That's Jeffrey Armstead and Brian C. Smith. Two drivers we have seen in different leagues across the spectrum of JCTV broadcasts, like the In the Pits News Truck Series, along with the Juggernaut Truck Series. Back when we broadcast for them, they've appeared in those leagues and raced. So some faces we've seen before here on JCTV. And then we got some gentlemen that are here tonight that we have not seen before on JCTV, like this 12 truck right here. That is Enrique Cucalon. There's a 24 of Shane O'Neill rolling off a pit road right now, but like some guys that we've seen here before and some guys that we haven't seen before. So it's definitely a mixture of some faces, new and old, I should say. But like I said, a lot of familiar names mixed in here as well.
You know, the one nice thing about racing with drivers that you're familiar with is you know their racecraft. You know how they race. When you hop into a lobby with drivers that you don't know, it kind of can really challenge you to figure out how to race them at the same time as still driving your own race itself. So some interesting unknowns I think that we're going to see tonight. But overall, it is Daytona. I'm looking forward to this.
And right now, it looks like we have about 14 drivers entered for this race. So we'll give you a quick rundown. It's obviously the Joe's Karting 172. That was done so you can make the joke about it being 69 laps. This is the second year we are hosting this event. Last year it was a daytime race with the next gens and was won by Cameron Caldwell by, I think it was 1/1000th of a second over Oscar Enriquez, who is here tonight and will be racing. But unfortunately, Cameron Caldwell is busy at work. I'm pretty sure he's doing something similar to this image right here yet again. But it depends. We'll see what he's doing. But obviously he is at work, not racing with us, so we will not be seeing him here tonight to defend the crown for this second annual event. But some drivers that were here last year, ready to do battle once again. We'll see how they fare and how they shake out as we get into the main event here in a few minutes.
Yeah, still a little bit of time for practicing. Looks like just under 9.5 minutes. Jeffrey Armstead is currently first, 2/1000ths of a second over Oscar Enriquez. A couple of guys that really know each other and their racecraft. Those two drivers, so kind of expect them to work together a little bit. But I'm really interested to see where everybody's going to qualify and who's going to be dropping back, trying to save their truck, and who's going to be up front early.
Indeed, but first, while we're here, let's see if I can get a hold of one of our drivers for tonight's race. A driver that I would like to introduce everybody to, a personality here. Let's see if we can get a hold of him really quickly and see if we can get the camera down to him. It looks like he is on pit road right now, but that's okay. We'll see if he's there. Hey, Liam Nolan, this is the boys have been in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, you are making your JCTV debut tonight. I've known you for a bit, so I know everything we've followed along race-wise here in iRacing. We've had a very much an intertwined history with each other here in terms of every kind of racing thing we've done here for this server. So tonight you make your debut here with the big boys, and it's going to be a fun one. What are you looking forward to tonight's race?
Honestly, just getting the experience out in the trucks. I mean, I'm used to running the ARCA cars, so this is a new experience for me. I love super speedways. I love going fast. Just gonna try and hold it out back for the start of the race. Try not to get involved in any wrecks.
Well, it is a lengthy race, 69 laps, but you do have a fast repair at your disposal. What are your hopes at the conclusion of this race? What do you hope to see when the checkered flag falls tonight?
I hope to finish. That's pretty much it. That's the best you can get out of these super speedways sometimes.
Well, alrighty then, we'll let you go. We'll keep in touch with you throughout tonight's race, though. You'll be our in-race reporter.
All right.
And so that was Liam Nolan. He'll be driving that 97 truck here tonight. That Allied Do It Right scheme. He was also the designer for the thumbnail for this event tonight. So, big shout out to Mr. Nolan on that one here. Looks like a lot of guys are on pit road or wrecking. There's Enrique Cucalan, who was racing this race last year. Had a good run going till a late caution took him out of action. There's Shane O'Neill making his debut in this event tonight. There's Matthew Tolster in the ever so amazing Ed Sheeran face truck, as you can see.
Just kind of taking a look at some of these schemes the drivers are running tonight, and I have to say, and I'm not saying this on a biased term, just more or less the design of the truck itself, but I really love the way that 56 truck is designed. Take the JCTV logos off of it, I think it still looks amazing, and really like that one.
I'm impartial to this scheme that we see Jeffrey Armistead running there. That number 20 Archibald truck looks that fast out there. Actually, this scheme made its debut in the Court Series, the Court Yes 2 Truck Series, where it finished second at Las Vegas to another JCTV driver, another driver on the In the Pits Truck Series, Michael Kruger. He was able to score the win in that race. You were in that race. I was in that race. We both had a little bit of opposite finishes. I think you wound up top 10 or close to it, and I think I finished 30th, getting wrecked out there near the end of it. So looking to change that though, as next week Court Series heads to Daytona. Now, do you stream those on your personal account, or is that something you just kind of we let be?
It really depends. I have been wanting to do a lot more with my personal account um, than I have been lately. So I've been trying to do more with it. I think I did stream Las Vegas. Actually, I believe I did. Um, so I think the plan is to keep doing that, stream Daytona over on the personal channel.
Well, alrighty, that's if you make the field though. Of course, Court has qualifying 43 car field. It's very tough to make it in those races. It's even tougher at a track like Daytona, where it's all just a matter of hoping you had a fast enough lap. For the Daytona Duels, of course, that is Monday night. So if Josh streams, you'll catch it on the JC YouTube channel. I will be going live for that on BRN, whether I'm racing or just calling the race for fun. We'll see. This right here is a 65. This is Darius Dadger. He is driving that Romeo Guest Chevy Silverado, of course, reminiscent of the Carl Long scheme that he drove all the way back in, I think, 2009. But of course, I could be wrong on the years, but we've seen that scheme a lot. It is a very common scheme. I believe that scheme was painted by Lane Tidwell. He is very much, he is probably the number one Carl Long fan that I know. I think every iteration of that paint scheme that has been made on every single car has been made by him. And so we've seen that in trading paints all the time. And I think every single one of them has been made by him. Just search around the track for different drivers. There is the 12 of Enrique Cucalan. Like we mentioned earlier, in this event last year, came up short, but is looking to bounce back this year and go for the win. We'll see if he can do so, but he's got a good shot. That's that PPG Paints Ford F-150. Of course, Enrique is a very big Team Penske fan. I think last year he drove a Joey Logano scheme, or a Joey Logano-centric scheme, is what he was the pilot of last year. But this year elected to go with the Ryan Blaney number 12 PPG Paints car that we saw in 2018, in 2019, and maybe even 2020. So we saw that scheme run, and we see it make its return here tonight on that 12 truck.
Another scheme that I really like in this field, and this one is not a JCTV scheme, but it's going to be driven by Ethan Yan. That number 17, that red, it is really shiny. It's a simple scheme. I'm I don't really care for schemes that are way too loud, schemes that have so much going on. I like simple schemes. This one is simple, but it just shines really nice. I like the color of it. I I, I like that design.
I believe that 17 font is also the font that you see um, on the Rickware Racing 17 Xfinity car from, I think, 2021. I believe that's that same font on that 17. But Ethan Yan looking for his debut tonight to go well, looking for a victory perhaps in tonight's event. Another driver we see in the field, this is Mason Schreck, making his second go at this event tonight. Last season did not go well for him, I should say, but he's looking to rebound now. Of course, that number 10, driving the number 10, and the name in the server, of course, if you know him as Almy. Very big Eric Almirola fan, so that's where the number 10 comes from. That's where the username even comes from, too. But he is looking to bounce back and do better this year compared to last year. Of course, driving that scheme that pretty much is just shouting out his YouTube channel. As you can see, that Ford F-150, just the orange with the black on it. Looking to see if he can make a mark here tonight. Josh, we've raced against him before as well in the Super Speedway series that ran just exclusive to the Blazer Sim Racing Discord on Thursday nights. Needless to say, they didn't go well. Um, but he definitely looks to rebound here tonight.
Yeah, I'm familiar, with that, and quite honestly, I don't exactly remember everything, but I do remember it didn't end on a good note. But I like to put things behind me and look forward to the future. So I am looking forward to seeing what he has tonight, and maybe walking away with a win.
We got some drivers hitting the grid, some drivers rolling off. It looks like Shrek is rolling. I believe Stephen Lovings is now rolling off pit road as well. Stephen Lovings, we did not get to mention yet in this broadcast, driving that number 25 Rackley Roofing throwback that we saw Matt DiBenedetto run, I believe, last season at Darlington for the Truck Series throwback race. Stephen Lovings was in this race last season as well, so he's making his second attempt at it. He had a pretty good run. Not terrible, not great. Led some laps. I do want to say he won one of the races because for a time being, I believe this race was initially done to kick off a series for the league that never did really take off. Um, It was started for the Discord, for the Left Turn Lounge Discord. Never did take off, but he did walk away with the win at Auto Club, I believe. This number 9/25/whatever. But he was able to walk away with a win last season. So he is looking to do the same tonight. Of course, this is not going to be a league. This is going to solely be an annual event that we'll do every year. This is the second year. I'm looking forward to it every year now to make it a permanent fixture for everybody in this server to have some fun and kick off the racing season and kind of get it up to speed. So we've got 15 entries right now. I noticed another name joined in. I believe it's Nick Rotten in the 7. So we'll see how this shakes out for him as well. So Lovings will be the first driver, I believe, to complete a lap. Indeed he is. So he'll go to the top of the board and immediately jump by Matthew Tolster, who completes his first lap. Liam Nolan is on his first lap as well, as is Mason Schreck, but Stephen Lovings is currently on his second. We'll see what the speed charts show for us as we follow along with this 25 truck to see how he does. Looks like we've got a new second place sitter right now, Liam Nolan. Jeffrey Armistead looks like he is out and rolling now on track as well. Nick Rotten as well is out on the track looking to start the qualifying process. So some drivers begin. One driver is going to come to a close here for his second lap to the line this time. Stephen Loving goes a 52.162. Good for the pole over Matthew Tolster, who was not able to improve enough for it to matter. There's the Ethan Yan, Oscar Enriquez setting their first laps. We will now go to that number 20 of Jeffrey Armistead and follow along with him. Looks like Liam Nolan is coming around to complete his second lap as of right now. He will cross the stripe this time by, and he will set a 52.643. That is good to only keep him in that third position. So we'll see how Yan and Enriquez can improve as Armistead goes to complete his first lap to get his official timing underway. Darius Dadgar sets a lap time, puts him third fastest at 52.398. And as Enriquez and Yan both come to the line at the same time, 52.0 for Ethan Yan, 52.15 for Enriquez. That should put them as 1-2. Indeed, it does. So Enriquez and Yan now the front row. Dalton Kelly is on track on his first lap, as is Jeffrey Armistead. Nick Rotten as well. They're the only three that are currently out turning laps. It looks like they might be the only ones left to turn laps here, as we are down to 30 seconds in qualifying. So as Armistead will hit the line for his timed lap, he is going to put down a 53.068. It's going to keep him back in the 7th position. A 52.2 for Nick Rotten bumps him all the way up to that 4th position. And waiting for Dalton Kelly to cross the stripe this time, he is going to put down a 52.145. That is good for second fastest as time expires in qualifying. And that's all she wrote. So 15 drivers is the field for tonight's event. Of course, for those that did not put down a lap time, they were set by iRacing. So we will take a look at your starting lineup here. Presented by nobody. We do not have a sponsor. Ethan Yan starts on the pole with Dalton Kelly to his outside. Oscar Enriquez starting third with Stephen Lovings in the 4th position, making up row 2. In row 3, we see Nick Rotten and Darius Dadgar. And then in row 4, we see Matthew Tolster and Liam Nolan. And then rounding out the top 10 is Jeffrey Armistead and Brian Smith.
Starting in 11th is going to be, and I know you pronounce the name, but I might butcher it anyway, Enrique Cucalan. To his outside is going to be Daniel Sponsky. Starting next up is going to be Tyler Watermore and Mason Schreck to his outside. And shotgun on the field tonight will be Shane O'Neill.
And that is your field for tonight's Joe's Karting 172. So as the field grids, we'll take a look and see. What is your pick to win tonight, Josh?
It's so hard to really pick somebody, but since I'm going to have to anyway, I'm going to go with a guy we see regularly on the ITPN races. He's starting on the front row. I'm going to go with that number 45, Dalton Kelly.
Choosing the number 45 is definitely a good option. Dalton Kelly is very good. He has scored a win in the Independence News Truck Series back at Martinsville near the end of Season 2, which is coming up, not this upcoming weekend, but next weekend. So definitely something to watch for. But I'm going to go with somebody that we've not seen a lot of in the league, but we, as you know, outside of JCTV, we have watched him race and we've seen him. And I know for a fact he is very talented and very good at these types of races. Starting ninth today, Jeffrey Armistead is my pick to win tonight. He's got a really good shot, I believe, in that number 20 Archibald truck. Expect to see him in victory lane tonight. And so with that, the field has gridded. Everybody is rolling. You see, looks like the Smack Tonight trucks are both out in force. Brian Smith and Daniel Saponsky together. So we'll see the two of them racing. Matthew Tolster, as mentioned, the Ed Sheeran face car. Just a lot of different miscellaneous schemes. And, seeing those schemes that I have made for these drivers racing is always very entertaining to watch. So I'm very excited to see how that pans out. Looks like Nick Rotten is down there in that number 06 truck. He is the one behind Enriquez right now. So we'll see how he fares as well. Qualified fifth. Darius Dadgar to his outside, and that Romeo Guest Chevy Silverado. Pace car is in, though. The field is in the hands of Ethan Yan and Dalton Kelly through the Geico restart zone, and the green flag is out. We are underway here for the Joe's Karting 172. Ooh, already rotting around. And his Dadgar, two around. And into Daniel Saponsky. Jeffrey Armistead's involved. And just like that, the caution flies for the first time tonight. We didn't even make it a half a lap.
It didn't take long at all.
Looking back to see if maybe he just got jacked up by the 55, or if that was just a case that he hit the apron and had to try to gather it up. A hit from the back by the 55. What a case of netcode that was on the 65. He was nowhere near anybody there, and he wound up taking a hit. That was...
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen net go that bad before, Dawson. That is insane.
Gotta see if we can get a good look at how bad it was. Look how far apart they are right here. Look at how distant they are from each other. And then right here, he's not even near him. That is probably the worst netcode I think I've ever seen on the service. That was wild at how awful that was. We are reading this too, by the way. The last name, it's not Ethan Yan, it's Ethan Yan. It's pronounced Ethan Yan. I guess, he says that because it makes us fall asleep when he's leading or something, but no, that's his last name, Ethan Yan, not Ethan Yan. So we'll try to keep that up to speed and up to date. So we see some drivers pitting, very possibly could just be dropping to the back of the field here. or could be an attempt to just try to top off on fuel as early as possible. Who knows? Could be one or the other. But right now, the front three, Yan, Enriquez, Lovings, Kukalon, and it looks like now Brian Smith is going to be fifth as some other drivers cycle by those that came to pit road. See Saponsky and Tolster rolling off pit road immediately. Looks like they had some very quick stops. 8 seconds for Saponsky, 18 for Tolster. Kelly, Rotten, Dadgar, and Armistead on pit road, though, to get damage repaired. As the field makes their way halfway down the backstretch. So we are under the first caution for tonight's race.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Dawson. These guys have one fast repair to use, and with this race being 69 laps, quite a long distance for this race. That caution happened in turn 2 on the very first lap. So you don't want to use your fast repair if you don't have to. So for those drivers that were just involved in that accident, I don't think you take your fast repair here. I think you try to save it, because I anticipate that this is not the only caution we're going to see.
Yeah, so we got some guys that are gonna have to save their fast repairs to make sure that they can make it to the end of this race without any issues. And we'll see what happens with them as this race progresses. But for right now, we've got them lining up double wide, ready to go green here this next time by. It's Yan, Enriquez, Lovings, Kukalon, and Smith, the top 5. Watermelon has scored 6th. Of course, I think the only person in the field tonight that has a documented win for many of us here at JCTV, any research we've done in any of the leagues that we've broadcast. Unfortunately, Tyler Watermelon has a race win to his name. That coming at Talladega, Season 1 of the In the Pits News Truck Series. It only took the entire field wrecking out, and even then, he still almost found a way to lose it. But he walked away a winner, and I guess that's all that matters at the end of the day. Led the last lap and won the race, which is also part of a very fun fact for the In the Pits News Truck Series at Talladega. If you want to win that race, you can only lead the last lap, because all 4 winners combined at those Talladega races have led 1 lap each. 4 laps total amongst the 4 winners. So definitely a fun fact, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just makes me want to, next time we go to Talladega, not lead at all. I want to be up front, but I don't want to lead at all until that last lap.
We'll see if next season, I believe the doubleheader is still on the table for Season 4. Of course, the schedule not official yet, but very likely we'll see a doubleheader for Talladega yet again. Yan Enriquez leading the field. Yan Enriquez, the front row. Green flag back out. We are back racing here at Daytona.
Much better restart this time around for that outside line. I noticed on the initial start, the outside line did not get going at all past the 4th row.
Outside 2, Enrique and Enriquez. Kukalon pushing the 56 truck, trying to get him out front if he can. They're doing a great job in that tandem. They are pushing that 56 of Oscar Enriquez to the race lead.
I'm very impressed with the way that it's working right now. Only 3 trucks on the outside line. Everybody else kind of working on the inside, and they're doing a great job.
See Jeffrey Armistead dropping into line back there in the background. Blinking now is Ethan Yon. And now Enriquez is going to clear to the bottom. He will take over the race lead from Ethan Yon. That opens the door for Enrique Kukalon to work the outside with Nick Rotten. Now Yon goes to the outside, going to try to work it here with the 12 pushing him. They are sideways there up at the top lane, getting a little squirrely.
Yeah, things got tight, and the one thing they say is don't push the pusher. That was almost a case where I'm not sure who that is. Is that the 06 on
That's
screen?
Nick Rotten, the 7 on the ticker, 06 on the truck. That was almost a case of shoving the pusher more than anything. And you see Rotten is still right there on his back bumper, doing everything he can to stay with Kukulon as much as he can. Daniel Saponski is in the outside lane now. He is right there on the outside of Brian Smith. So the two dual paint schemes for those SBLD drivers running side by side. Ethan Yon continuing to lead. Enriquez, though, fighting back on the inside with just one driver pushing him. That is Steven Lovings there in the 25.
Oh,
Big
there's Corey
stack
White.
up there. Oh, my goodness. Kukulon got shuffled to the outside, going to hold to the outside and drop back. That allows Rotten to get to the back bumper of Yon, but that run dies off big time as now Enriquez and Lovings, and now I believe Saponski going to push it up 1, 2, 3.
And Toasty, he's going to enter the 4th position, almost clear of Jan, as he is now clear. Jan moves down to the bottom, then quickly back out to the outside.
It's trying to make both lanes work, trying to pull the draft off the bottom lane, then shoot right back up and lead the top lane. Don't know if that's going to work for too long. We'll see how it pans out. You see Saponski's going to wash way up wide there. Going to try the outside lane if he can. They're shuffling around in the background. I believe that is Dadgar and Nolan that are racing side by side, or nose to tail, I should say, as you see Saponski dropping back. Enriquez continues to control the race lead. Now move Matthew Tolster, to the 3rd position, and Tyler Watermolen now is 4th in the inside line. We mentioned it. He is a winner at a Super Speedway race back in Talladega in the In the Pits News Truck Series. 2 drivers in the field have won a race in the In the Pits News Truck Series, the other being, of course, Dalton Kelly. And there is the average Tyler Watermolen that we know blinking out. And I believe he will continue to blink out and disappear entirely. Matter of fact, that's what he did. He appears inside of Nick Rotten. But he gets it down to the apron. That is the classic. That is the Tyler Watermolen we all know and don't love.
You mentioned a couple of winners in the ITPN Truck Series. We also mentioned earlier about the BSR Super Speedway Series. Oscar Enriquez, right now, the current leader, he actually has a couple of wins to his name in the Super Speedway Series.
I don't want to jump the gun, but I do believe one of those is at Daytona.
I actually don't remember where they're at. We visited so many different tracks with so many different car combinations. Oh, trouble! Rotten up in the wall.
Comes back down. Kukulon with an aggressive miss. And Kukulon being very dicey, but somehow everybody recovers and saves it. How they didn't wreck there is impressive. I don't know how they all survived. That big stack up there led to them getting dicey with each other, but they still kept it clean, and they were able to continue.
Mason Shrek gained a ton of positions. He had a full head of steam there. 14th to maybe 7th right now. 6th, make that 6th for Shrek.
Yeah, Shrek shot up big time with those issues. Looking back, just to see, what it was. Enriquez has 2 wins in the Super Speedway League that we were talking about. He won the Miata race at Kansas, and then he went on to win I believe that was the Next Gen at Daytona. So he has a win at Daytona, but you see he's squirrely sideways on the bottom, able to recover. That leaves Matthew Tolster to the race lead. So now Tolster takes over the top spot, and mentioning that Super Speedway League, I know a thing or two about winning there. I've got 2 wins to my name as well. I was able to win at Legacy Daytona in the Legacy trucks, and then I won in the 87 cars at Talladega. So like I said, I know a thing or two about winning here. Ethan Jan jumps to the top lane. That opens the door for Matthew Tolster to the inside with Oscar Enriquez pushing him. And you see way behind them, second pack of trucks all together. These are the guys that got slowed way up. You see Shrek is bobbling off the bumper of Brian Smith. That stacks them up. Now Smith goes to the outside to get away from him. That leaves it with Kelly, Armistead, and Smith on the outside with Dadgar following in his tailgate, I should say. Up front, Enriquez jumps to the top lane. Lovey's going to go with him. It's going to open the door now for Tolster and Stepanski to work together.
Jan, he is just barely hanging on. Still in the draft back there, but just barely hanging on. Right now, it's a 4-horse battle. Oscar Enriquez and Matthew Tolster side by side for this race lead.
Yeah, Jan's able to hang on, but right now what we're going to see, these drivers back here from Kelly to Kukulon and maybe Nolan, Shrek, and Dadgar, they're going to line up single file here. This is your 6th through 13th place drivers. Nick Rotten is out of the race. Shane O'Neill is currently well off the pace as well. So these guys are going to try to line up single file and work together to catch this lead pack, who are now getting single file as well as we approach lap number 14. Oscar Enriquez currently leading this group.
Yeah, that second pack is closing in quickly, and these guys, they just can't figure it out. They can't get single file. And right now, it appears they're single file rather than, well, almost, as Toasty looks to the outside, but they're not really connected.
On board the 6 of Brian C. Smith in this second pack of trucks, trying to catch up. They are now only 3.5 seconds back. Definitely gaining a lot of time here as you get them single file lined up together, working on getting back up to the race leaders. Right now, though, the top 5 have broken away. They are doing everything they can to stay ahead. But we're going to go to a quick side-by-side commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss any of the action. We will be right back after these messages.
Hey man, you cut me off back there. What you gonna do about it? Oh man.
Can you feel it? The taste of Coca-Cola. When the race is
Alright, fine. Are we good? We're good.
Ooh. Call Logano. Hey, Joey, you can save money if you fill up at Shell if you use Advanced Auto Parts Speed Perks.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you.
You saved at the pump?
Yeah, I saved at the pump.
The pump?
The pump.
You saved at the pump!
Now you can save at the pump when you shop at Advance Auto Parts. Learn more at advanceautoparts.com/gas rewards.
Now, it's my turn.
Man, we're door to door. I have the better car, fresher tires. I drove it in deep, and you missed it. I know you wanted to watch it, but you got throttled by your data plan, and it slowed you down. You hit your data limit streaming all that techno music, didn't you? I mean, really? Man, you've got some questionable taste in music.
Switch to Sprint, the only network with truly unlimited data.
Kyle Busch, welcome to Menards. What can I help you with today?
Well, I've got my shopping list right here. I need some green treated lumber. I need a brown Mastercraft door. I need red Clearview cabinets and some blue Dutch Boy paint.
Those are M&Ms. And?
At Menards, we carry the world's best selection of home improvement products to help you complete your next project.
You've got more of these, right?
It's all gonna fit in your car?
I got a trunk.
Save big money at Menards.
Joey, I don't know how you pulled that off, man. What's next?
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh, Coca. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh, Coca-Cola. Oh, Coca-Cola.
Looking back here to live coverage of the Joe's Karting 172, presented by Joe's Karting. If you want to go go-karting in, I think it's Nebraska or somewhere like that, Joe's Karting is the place to go. Looking back, we saw some chaotic action happening on track, but it's all resulted in the field getting stacked back up and Daniel Saponsky taking the race lead with Jeffrey Armistead now challenging him for the spot.
See, one thing I thought was interesting was that through wide move that Dalton Kelly did to get to the lead, and just as fast as he got the lead on the outside line, he also dropped like a rock on that outside line as well.
Yeah, you can see he's well back there, way back on that bottom lane now. The last car in the bottom lane in your screen. He is there, but he is not really fully there. But you see now Jeffrey Armistead leading Stephen Lovings, Oscar Enriquez, and I believe down on the bottom is Enrique Kukalon. Meanwhile, the top lane is Daniel Saponsky, Matthew Tolster, Brian Smith. There's Tyler Watermolen, and you see Liam Nolan diving to the inside, thinking about it for a second, but tucking back to that outside lane.
These guys, they know that this race, it's more of an exhibition race. It's not a league race. It's for fun race, and they're giving it all they got.
And they're out here to do two things. They're out here to win some money and have some fun and get ready for the season. So definitely exciting as they continue to battle, continue to fight. Let's see if we can get a hold of somebody really quick. See if we, oh, maybe not. Toaster in the wall again. Smith down at the bottom, and around they go. Oh, and that's going to be the caution flag. Tyler Watermolen's in it. Matthew Tolster. Brian Smith is involved. Stephen Lovings, Oscar Enriquez, Ethan Yan was a part of it. It all started with Matthew Tolster, and it wipes out pretty much half the field.
Yeah, that was insane.
Side drafting with Armistead, and then right there, Lovings gets around. There you see they hit contact there. Lovings got a good piece. How on earth did Enrique Kukalon make it through that one?
Wow.
On board with the 12 here. You'll see up ahead that Ed Sheeran face will get too close to that Archibald face. They'll try to make some sweet love to each other. It doesn't work. And in the end, you see the track just blocked up ahead of him. And somehow, some way, only minor damage to the 12 truck. Maybe a little slight damage here or there, but other than that, pretty clean for that 12 truck. But everybody else got a good ding in their truck there. Lovey's got the wall pretty good. I think Kelly went through the grass to miss it. Liam Nolan got some damage. Oscar Enriquez, of course, Brian Smith, Ethan Yan, Tyler Watermolen, Mason Schreck was involved as well. So everybody's going to come down pit road, obviously, and see about getting some tires and fuel. I want to see if we can bring in a special guest to the booth here and see if they want to give us some words of wisdom. Let's see here. Alrighty, NASCAR Go, welcome to the booth. We wanted to talk to you about how you think tonight's event's going. And you speak about that. You talk about how chaotic this racing can be. What do you really see in this kind of race with this group of people here that could possibly make it go maybe beyond the regular race distance? All right. And one last question before you go. Who's your pick to win? We've seen a lot of chaos. We've seen a lot of damage to some of these guys, so everybody's still kind of got that fighting chance. Who's your pick to win tonight's race? Well, a bit of a controversial choice by Mr. NASCAR Go himself, but nonetheless, he's out here having fun. Thanks for the quick talk, and we'll let you get back to the group session and watching this race. And that was NASCAR Go. Of course, he is one of the admins here for LTL. Josh, what do you think about what he said about how this racing he thinks will play out in the later stages of this race?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think this race is going to end in regulation. I think we are going to see this race go into overtime. Like I mentioned, this is an exhibition race. It's there's no points on the line. It's to have fun, to win, and just kind of hang out, give it your all, bragging rights.
Obviously, context will be needed. NASCAR Go does not talk, so no, that was not an accident. He did not have his mic turned off or anything. He just doesn't talk. So that was the butt of the joke. Obviously, he did not speak. So just to get that out of the way for anybody that may watch this later and wonder why is there a bunch of dead air there, he didn't say anything at all. Don't worry, he never says anything of interesting anyways. So there's no need to worry about that. As we get ready to restart here, it looks like right now it's Tyler Watermore and Daniel Saponski the front row. Then it's Liam Nolan and Stephen Lovings making up row 2. Looks like Shane O'Neill and Enrique Cucalon making up row 3. Mason Schreck and Dalton Kelly in row 4. Oscar Enriquez, Jeffrey Armistead, row number 5. And then it's Brian Smith, Ethan Yawn, Darius Dadgar, and Matthew Tolster making up the rest of the field. The lights are off on the pace car out of turn number 4. This will be lap 25 of 69. This is only the second caution in tonight's event, I believe. I could be wrong. I'm very bad at math. Pace car's off, leaving the field in the hands of Daniel Saponski, who will launch on the green. To the gas pedal he goes. And we are back underway in the Joe's Karting 172.
Once again, that outside line really didn't get going. Kind of everybody looking for the bottom. A couple people staying up top and looking to the back. Rancy Smith, he's trying to make anything work.
Tyler Watermullen fighting hard on the outside. The Isabella face truck. A lot of different face trucks in tonight's race. You've got Isabella. You've got Tolster is driving in the Ed Sheeran truck. And then we've got the Archibald face truck. Everybody's trying to get their faces up front. And right now, so far, Watermullen was successful in doing that time by leading a lap. But unfortunately, that should hopefully be the only lap he leads tonight. We'll continue to see how this goes, but right now out front clearing Saponski for the race lead. Now it's Lovings on the outside by himself, dropping back fast. And we'll see what happens here. Saponski try to make a move on him.
Saponski staying in the line right now, kind of poking his nose out there just a little bit, but not really making a move. Nolan, he tried. Can tuck back into the third position. I'm wondering if what that 97 Nolan is doing, if he was kind of poking his nose out there to see if Kukalon would go with him. I don't expect that he would really be trying to get some air on the nose. But Spassky, he moves to the outside, has a little bit of help. See if Spassky can get to lead over Watermelon.
You see Lovings trying now to the outside of Saponsky, who takes the race lead right now.
Everybody moving to the outside line. Now Sponsky, Watermelon, and Shrek, they're rolling the bottom. That high line is where you want to be at right at the moment.
No one's going to dive to the bottom. It's going to allow Kugelon to go by him on the outside. We'll see if no one can build on this inside line and try to get to the front. Instead, Saponsky's going to go to the outside of it. And he'll take the outside lane with Kukulon, Jan, and Lovings. See that Shane O'Neill back in the background, the other car outside, as well as Brian Smith. Kukulon thought about going to the inside. He's still staying on the outside, but I would not expect Saponsky to stay up top long if he can try to make this pass and go to the front. And indeed, there he goes, shooting to the bottom. Going to see if he can make this run stick. It's not going to work, it looks like, as they're still nice and tight together in the outside lane. It's 1v3, just not going to work in Saponsky's favor.
Two things that really stick out to me right now, Dawson, is Lovings pulls to the inside, but one, it's you don't really see a lot of drivers rolling the outside lane in iRacing at super speedways if they're single file. And two, even in the real life world, you don't really see them doing it with the trucks. It's more an Xfinity and Cup thing, so I'm a little bit surprised to see those guys try that out here in this race.
They're trying it, and they're going for it now, so we'll see if they can make it work and make it stick. But you see there, Loving's dropping all the way to the back now, and Jan got to the bottom with Kukulon, so now the bottom lane becomes the dominant line.
Spassky looking on the outside. Shrek thinking about going with him, but ultimately not. And I feel like Shrek is not quite close enough to make a move as he blinks out just a little bit there.
Yeah, but he's got Saponsky right there with him. They're looking at it. They're thinking about it. I know both of them are thinking about it, I should say. Saponsky gives a good shot to the back of the 10. See, it looks like Liam Nolan got to the outside wall. Might have got it there a little bit. He slows up on that top lane. So he's dropping back some more spots now. These top two have cleared. Oh, looks like Shrek might have had a little bit of an issue. Slowed Saponsky up. Here comes Kelly out of the outside lane.
And not too far behind Kelly is Smith. I'm wondering if these SBLD guys can get together. They can start working with each other, try to get around Jan and Kukulon. But Kelly, he is not having any of it. He just wants to go try to gain some positions on his own. Not working. He's going to fall back. Lose maybe a couple of them here.
Jan and Kukulon working together. Shrek and Saponsky. You talk about unlikely alliances here, and that's what you're kind of seeing. It's almost feeling like the tandem draft era, back where you just kind of found friends where you could find them. You know, you got a guy that would get on your back bumper and push you, and that's what we're seeing with these two right here. These two pairs of Kukulon and Jan, and then Shrek and Saponsky kind of working together here. Not really making the move to the top yet. He's peaking, though. Shrek thought about it, popped back down in line, but I think he's going to try to set up for a run on the backstretch here.
Yeah, and again, it could be a case. Oh, man. Brian C. Smith was coming, and
Shrek trades in one Mac Tonight scheme for another. He goes right with Brian Smith, who went to the outside lane. Saponsky now left to the inside to be third. And here comes Jan now washing up the track. Maybe choosing to go to the top, or was he forced? Now Kukulon to the inside going for the race lead. And Saponsky with him now.
These guys look like they want to wreck at this point, but keeping it clean so far. Jan with the lead. He's going to play games. Blocking game, that is. Go back to the bottom. See if he goes to the top here at any point. But currently on the bottom, Shrek is there. Jan cannot go to the top at the moment. Try to block that line.
You see now Brian Z. Smith pushing him. Dalton Kelly now in the picture as well to work with him on the outside lane, but they're just so much slower now. As you see now, the 17 and the 12 clear out front. Shrek is all over the place right now, and I don't think Brian C. Smith wants to be behind him much longer, as now Loving's fourth in line on the inside line makes the move by them.
Sponsky took a peek to the outside.
And Brian Smith dropped back behind Lovings as well. You saw that there. Kelly behind him as well. So now you've got Shrek all by his lonesome on the outside.
Well, looks like Loving's going to elect to drop to the back.
Don't blame him.
Oh,
especially what we just saw there. Kukulon and Saponsky made a little contact, almost tacked it up there. That's a perfect timing for Lovings. Jan dropping out a little bit there. Saponsky now has Kelly on his back bumper. And Brian Z. Smith now to the inside. He's third in the inside lane. And now Saponsky's trying to go for the race lead.
Kelly is not close enough to help Saponsky at the moment. Kelly trying to get there.
And I'm going to go ahead and say they've got lap traffic not far ahead. They'll catch him in a couple laps here. Matthew Tolster, Darius Dadgar are together on the currently going through 3 and 4. The two of them are, we'll go to them really quick. There they are heading out of turn 4. Both trucks damaged and battling hard. But right now, Saponsky clears the race lead. They may get lucky and get a caution before this is all said and done, though. Saponsky is driving super aggressive. And this time by, we've crossed the halfway point. So now it is halfway home here in the Joe's Karting 172. Saponsky leading. Kukulon is second, and Jan is currently running third.
Yeah, I mentioned this in a broadcast we just recently did earlier this week at Daytona, Dawson, and it's one of the best to do it at Daytona and Talladega. Dale Earnhardt Jr., he said that coming to the end of these races, he wants to lead from 30 to go all the way to the end. That is quite a bit of time, but what I'm gathering here is a lot of these drivers, they're just wanting to run single file at the moment. I think you easily can run with the lead from 30 to go all the way to the end. But I think it's going to take whoever is staying up front, being committed to the front. Daniel Sponsky, he is being aggressive to stay up front, keep his machine up there.
Yeah, he wants to stay out front as best as he can. Excuse me, I did an Ethan yawn. Enrique Kukulon, though, right there is second. Jeffrey Armistead now up to third, and Brian Smith is in fourth. And Enriquez is now back up to the top 5.
Yeah, everybody running single file right now. I think this is the call before the storm. Oh, Jeffrey Armistead, he jumps to the outside. He's got Brian C. Smith. Daniel Sponsky goes out there as well.
Saponsky blocking the run, does not want anybody else to try to lead, but that's going to open the door for Kukulon and Enriquez on the inside to hook back up, link back up, and make a charge here for the race lead. Wouldn't be shocked if before long here, after this corner, to see Saponsky maybe drop down and try to hold off that inside line. Ooh, Smith got the wall maybe a little bit there as they continue to push hard on the outside to maintain this race lead.
That inside line is strong right now. Kukulon, he is driving past Daniel Saponsky, and Enriquez almost clear of that 14 as well, Saponsky.
And another truck on the wall, that's Liam Nolan up top in the back of the screen there. having a bit of issues controlling that truck, but right now it's Enrique Cugelon, Oscar Enriquez on the inside line with Mason Schreck and Dalton Kelly up ahead on the top lane. It's Daniel Saponsky, Jeffrey Armistead, and Brian Smith. Everybody still with a fighting chance in this one. If not this lap, they will catch the lappers this next lap by. They are rolling up on them pretty quickly as they are exiting 4. Here are the leaders coming through turn 3 and 4 now. So they are right up ahead of the race leaders. So this will obviously play a big factor, these new lap cars will.
And this track, it's not as wide as Talladega. I prefer not to go 3 wide here. We know it can work, but I'm curious to know where those lap cars are going to go.
Well, I know who one of them is, and I know who he works with a lot, so I wouldn't be shocked if we see some shenanigans play out. I see Enriquez dropping to the apron, dropping back a little bit. I think he knows what's coming. I think I know what's coming, too. Saponsky trying to work the outside lane. Schreck is on the inside, Cugelon on the inside. You see a lot of guys backed out there on the outside lane. As you see, they're side by side ahead of them. Tolster and Dadgar are. Tolster a pull down. Saponsky tries to pinch off Cugelon behind him. Couldn't quite do it. Cugelon's going to stay out front. Look at the move Saponsky's going to make. He sends it 3 wide with a lapper to the inside, and he somehow made it work. And Saponsky takes back the race lead.
I have no idea how in the world these guys are pulling some of the things off that they are doing, but they're making it work, and I am impressed.
Tolster trying to get his lap back here, going to the outside of Saponsky. He will clear and now pull down in front of him and park the bus. Brian Smith got the apron there, slides up a little bit, able to recover. Now Cugelon to the outside of Saponsky for the race lead, but with no help yet. He's going to end up getting past Schreck now to the inside for second. Looks like Dalton Kelly's trying to get third in the inside line. Can't quite clear yet. He's going to have to push Cugelon for a lap at least, see if he can get an opening.
Kelly was coming quick, and then he just backed off. And I'm wondering if Kelly is just not wanting any part of being up here right now.
Schreck thought about it, thinks about it again, goes to the top lane. Saponsky now going to have to play defensive on what line he wants to run. He's going to hold Brian Smith behind him. He's going to go back to the bottom. Schreck is going to lead right now. Kelly dropping back in the background to the outside lane. Tolster going to roll the bottom with Saponsky. Hits the apron, washes up Saponsky. That's going to open the door for a 3-wide situation. Tolster now finally diving out of the way after some issues there. But it looks like Mason Schreck is going to take the race lead. Saponsky back to second now. Cugelon to third.
Everything's
go ahead,
single file for the moment, other than that 97 Nolan being to the outside. Kelly joins him, but other than that, it's all single file.
The action still heating up. We're going to take you on one last side-by-side ad break here, and then we'll get you to the conclusion of the Left Turn Lounge Joe's Karting 172, the second annual running. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't change that dial. You're watching JCTV.
This is Clint Boyer, showing the clarity and alertness we call focus. This is Clint Boyer showing practically no focus. Notice the difference? With focus, without focus.
Clint! Huh?
With focus, without focus.
Focus is better.
Focus is better. That's why Clint takes 5-Hour Energy. Because with focus,
anything is possible!
Nothing's tougher than a Mahindra tractor.
Except a bigger Mahindra tractor.
Pound for pound, this one's still tougher. Tough.
Tougher.
Tough.
Tougher.
Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough and Stewart Haas Racing.
I got a race this weekend. I'll see you later.
I'm Jimmy Johnson. Boom, confetti. I'm Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy, customers love the new paint color. It's your beard.
Oh, wow.
And living legend, Jimmy Johnson is on aisle 8.
Dawn, this is all great. Maybe a little much.
I think we're playing it pretty cool here.
I'm Jimmy Johnson. Boom, confetti.
Back in here, live here at Daytona. Caution flag is going to fly again. It was an accident with the leaders as Mason Schreck is wrecked out from the race lead. We'll take you back to see what happened. Really dicey racing between Saponsky and Schreck, and right here, Saponsky trying to side draft him as hard as he can. You see Tolster stacking him up as well. And with that right here, they wash up, they make contact, and up through the air goes the 10 of Mason Schreck. I believe Saponsky kind of got away with that scot-free. Not much damage to the, well, a lot of nose damage to the 51, but in terms of, you know, should have caused a massive field pileup, didn't really have any issues. So with that, that should give the free pass to Darius Dedgar. Tolster was able to stay on the lead lap with that pass he had there. So it was definitely a decision. It was definitely worked out for him. So Kukulon is going to pull down pit road, leading the rest of the field. Of course, pitting now allows you to make it to the end of this race on fuel. And so we'll definitely see some drivers pitting here. It looks like Dalton Kelly is going to pull up to his stall as well. There you see your pole sitter Ethan Yan getting his stall. Oscar Enriquez overshooting his stall. And there's the 12 of Enrique Cuculon making his way off of pit road. We'll see the rest of the field. Looks like Jan beats Kelly off. There's Watermullen and Enriquez. All these other guys look like they're going to take some extra damage repair if they can. Brian C. Smith rolling off of pit road. Liam Nolan's going to roll off pit road as well. I believe Shane O'Neill. Not too sure. I don't believe that's his pit stall. So not quite sure what the 24 is doing right now, but he is doing something. There he goes, now rolling off of pit road. Curious that one was. But Matthew Tolster now is the race leader, electing not to pit that time. So we'll see how this shakes out for him as we're approaching 20 laps to go.
I think we're going to be in for an interesting finish. And as I mentioned earlier, I do not believe that we're done seeing these guys wreck. I really doubt this race is going to finish in regulation.
Oh, absolutely not. I feel like we've still got a long way to go before this race is over, and I don't think it's going to end under green. That is, or at least under regulation. So we'll see.
And, you know, real quick, as they are double file down the back straightaway, I do want to mention once again, maybe to some newer viewers here, We just recently hit 300 subscribers. I'm looking right now at 304, and I just thank you guys so much for getting us to where we're at. And this goes to so many people who have helped us along the way. Dawson, you are included in that. For everything that you do for JCTV, this definitely wouldn't be possible without the help of every single person who has put time and effort into JCTV.
It's been a fun ride to be a part of all this and to get everything taken care of and done and have all these great broadcasts with all these great partners, all these great leagues along the way. Everybody's been a part of it. We thank you. And we are very glad to have hit this milestone together. But right now, we've got some unfinished business. The green flag is out. We are back underway. It's going to be 21 laps to go. Enrique Cucalan, Ethan Yan lead the field here at Daytona. See, they're trying to sort things out, but Jan and Enriquez outside lane working together pretty strong here.
Watermelon dropping to the back. Look at Toasty making a move. He is going to drive all the way to the lead by himself.
He didn't need any help, and he got right to the lead. Now ahead of Jan and Enriquez. Jan going to the outside. Enriquez going to follow Lovings as well. Cucalan going to stay to the bottom and help Tolster. Dalton Kelly goes to the outside lane here. At least he peeks to the outside, goes back to the bottom. But now Ethan Yan leading the field once again with Enriquez, shoving him out front. Now diving to the bottom. Enriquez clears Tolster, as does Yan. Yan goes to the bottom, leaving Lovings high and dry on the outside lane. He's not feeling any love tonight. But right now, there goes Brian Smith to the outside lane. He's going to help work with the 25. Dalton Kelly's still right there as well. Liam Nolan is going as well. There goes Tolster dropping to the back. So a lot of different ideas and strategies here as this race is winding down, coming to the end here. Everybody's getting a little more desperate, a little more antsy, a little more anxious to make these moves and try to make them stick.
Dalton Kelly trying to work his way up to the front. I'm wondering if this is the time where he thinks it's go time.
I noticed Daniel Saponsky is 4 laps down on pit road, so looks like he did not have the fast repair left to use for his damage, so that might very well just be the end of the night for Saponsky in the 51. Ooh, Kelly and Smith getting a little dicey with each other. The shoving game happening as they continue down the backstretch. Liam Nolan diving up to the outside lane, seeing if he can make something work. Ethan Yan blinks out again. Enriquez now sits in second place. Cucalan is third. And you see Tolster's trying to make moves. He's coming back through, trying to pass Liam Nolan to the outside. Looks like he's going to try to make this work by himself. Now Brian Smith jumping to the top lane. Stephen Lovings jumps to the top as well. Now it's just Lovings and Tolster up top. Enriquez, Yan, and Cucalan on the inside. Nolan now on the inside. Dalton Kelly's kind of bouncing back and forth. And we still have about 18 laps to go here. There's
Top
Daniel
line.
Saponsky. Oh! Big shot to the back of the 55 by Brian Smith. Sends them both sideways, just about wrecking the field there. They recovered it, but now Stephen Lovings is going to suffer from that one as the outside lane falls apart entirely because of that hit. Lovings and Nolan went to the outside lane. Nolan back in. Tolster going to go out now. He's going to test the outside line with Lovings. As we cross the stripe that time, it's going to be 17. No, 18 laps to go actually this time by. Or no, it is 17 to go. I can't do math. Lovings and Tolster, a perfect combination working together here on the outside, Josh.
Couple of trucks trying to make that outside work. As you mentioned, Lovings, he's clear. He likes to stay in front of Tolster. Jan, though, he has the momentum through the corner with help of Enriquez.
as it stands right now, they pit 7 laps ago, pretty much the entire field did. So with it standing right now, they will be good to the end of this race in regulation. When it comes to overtime, that's where it gets a little questionable. So we're going to see definitely how this plays out, but I think it'll be pretty much all but certain that they should make it perfectly to the end. There should be no worry about making last-second pit stops there for fuel. So this will just be a fact of racing it out, and if you have to stop, you're using your fast repair, and that's it. But right now, Lovings is a new pushing partner. That is Brian Smith now to the outside in that number 6 truck. Trying to work and push him in the outside lane. Now here comes Leon Nolan to the outside lane, going to make it work as well.
Jan still leading this race. Outside line just can't get going. Loving's linked out just a little bit there. That kind of checked up Smith. 15 laps to go. If you're towards the back and want to win this race, I think you're going to have to start making your moves pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's go time. You have to start making these moves, and if you're not making moves to try to get to the front of the field, there's no point. You see there on the inside lane, that's Dadgar, slow again. That damage is too much for that 65 truck, so he'll drop now to 13th as Shrek passes him for the free pass position in 12th now. So as this continues on, they're still battling. Tolster still aggressively side drafting. It'll be 14 to go with the line this time. We'll see who can get it done here at Daytona. Up ahead, another slow truck. That is the 51 of Daniel Saponsky down on the bottom lane. Oh, Saponsky running the bottom. They got it a little close there, trying to make it work, get by him. Enriquez and Tolster made contact. They were able to keep it straight now. It's a battle for the race lead. Tolster and Jan battling side by side. Tolster wants to get to the front. Can't quite do it. He's only got Lovings to help him.
And Lovings is not much help at the moment. Kind of all over the place. Tolster trying to hold on.
Oh, Enriquez and Tolster doored each other there. More contact between the two.
Tolster trying to find a hole, just not able to as Smith is there.
Brian C. Smith now jumping to the outside lane. He's going to try to do what Tolster couldn't do and side draft his way to the lead.
Yeah, he's just going to drop right now.
Oh, Jan got shoved to the inside lane. He's going to get back up front, but Enriquez now to the outside. He's going to push for the race lead. Now with Tolster pushing him.
Enriquez, he is in a good position right now. He has 3 trucks behind him. That bottom line
and Tolster turns him.
Still wrecking. Watermelon involved. Caution is out.
I think I know what that was, but I'm not going to say what I think that was. But contact here with 12 to go leads to another caution and leads to a late race restart.
I think I know what that was. I think I'm actually talking right now with Jonathan Canfield, and he actually just said he wants a pick thrown out there, and that he was going to pick Oscar. And although he's not commentating tonight, I still think that was a commentator's curse by Jonathan Canfield.
So Ethan Yon will maintain the race lead with Enrique Cucalon in second. As they continue on here, it will be 10 laps to go when they hit the stripe this time. So under 10 laps to go for this restart. Oh, actually, Matthew Tolster is scored as the race leader. There we go. He's just way far ahead of the field right there for some reason. So I believe with that caution, Mason Schreck gets his lap back. Indeed he does. So Schreck gets the wave around there. We see some trucks on pit road. Stephen Loving's involved. Oscar Enriquez, of course, involved as well.
All right, so I have an update here. Jonathan Canfield wants Yawn as his pick. And you don't see anybody actually watching this broadcast. 10 laps to go. Going to be a little bit less than that when we go back green. If it ends under regulation, I still don't think it will be. But I want to hear from you guys watching this. Who is your pick to win? I'll tell you what, my pick, Dalton Kelly, he's been hanging back a little bit, sandbagging, just kind of taking it easy, saving his truck. But Jan, he has been up front almost all race long, so I think Jan might be a pretty good pick here. But who do you guys have? Curious.
And so with that, we should be getting the one to go this time by.
Indeed we do. It's going to be 8 to go when we restart this race. It looks like the 20 of Armistead elected to come back down pit road this time.
Well, while that happens, while we get ready to go green, let's see if we can get a hold of our in-race reporter. Hey, Liam, is Boise in the booth? You got a copy?
I gotcha.
All right, well, you are on pit road right now. I'm not too sure. Was the damage too much and didn't have a fast repair left?
Yeah, no, I accidentally used the fast repair under the first caution. We're down to 7. We had 7 minutes on there now, so.
Well, an unfortunate way to end the night then, currently 11th, but it had a great run running up front that whole race. So nothing to go home upset about, especially for it being your debut race in the trucks tonight.
Yeah.
Well, that was an update from Liam Nolan, out of the race essentially with how few laps are left due to the damage. Very unfortunate. And while we have a quick moment, let's talk to this driver here. Hey Tyler, this is the Boise in the booth. You got a copy? Alright, so no words from Tyler Watermullins, so we'll let him be. I would assume he used his fast repair that time by, or maybe not. It looks like he got a lot of damage repaired, so I may just be going with it here. May not have that fast repair, but it doesn't matter. It's Cucalon and Yaw in the front row. The green flag flies. 8 laps remaining here at Daytona. Yawn leads. Tulser in second. They should not have that on my taskbar. That's for sure. Oh, jumping up to the outside lane, and the battle continues as Tulser to the outside, getting pushed by Cucalon. Cucalon now sitting at 3 wide to his outside. Brian Smith is right there, battling as well. But Jan is running away right now with the race lead, with Kelly now pushing him in second.
I mentioned how I thought Kelly was taking it easy.
It's go
He's
time.
there. He's looking.
It's go time for him now. Kelly now battling side by side. 7 laps to go.
That top lane a little bit more organized than the bottom lane is. I'm wondering here. Kelly, Toasty, and Kukulon, if they're going to have a move, they're not able to do anything. That bottom lane is going right now.
There you see Liam Nolan rolling back to pit road. Knight pretty much done. Scored 12th right now, all but out of this race. You see Enriquez got the back bumper of Jan, moved him a little bit, maybe thought about going to the outside, drops right back behind him in line. Smith up to 3rd. Kukulon battling with Tolster for 4th, and Kelly is right there in 6th. All in the picture. Armisted's there as well. Dadgar's a lap down in 11th, so he will not play a factor, at least for the win. But we'll see if he can push somebody. Smith and Tolster now to the outside working together.
Here comes Kelly once again. A little bit of help. Currently, the Ford truck on the inside line, not clear of Smith just yet.
Sponsky up top, out of the way that time for the leaders. 5 laps remaining here at Daytona for the Joe's Karting 172. Continuous battle for positions. Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
I think Enriquez being very patient right now. 5 laps to go. He doesn't want to make his move too early. He doesn't want to be that sit duck in first place. I think he'd rather play offense rather than defense. Right now, Enriquez, he is in the best position to make a move when it's time to.
I think Enriquez is going to stick with shove that 17 until it's time to move around him and then go for it. But right now he's going to have to think quick because that outside lane's rolling. Dalton Kelly, Brian Smith, Jeffrey Armistead have hooked up now.
And here comes Kelly. He has help from Smith. Oh, a little squirrely. They make contact. They saved it. They're all right.
And even
Still
with
going.
that contact, they're still able to get to the race lead.
Kelly just a nose ahead of Jan. He's trying. He's going to be completely clear of that 17.
But holding tough on the outside lane, not going to the inside. Jan's going to run back on the inside. They're still side-by-side battling. Enriquez shoving that 17 as hard as he can, doing everything he can to keep him out front side-by-side to the line this time. It's going to be maybe, just maybe, 1/100th of a second, the difference between the two at the line that time. 3 laps remaining here. That 3 is for Dale. Jan, Kelly side by side. Enriquez, Smith the pusher. Smith gets sideways. Smith gets turned into Kukulon. Somehow, someway they gather it up. Smith in the wall, spinning, wrecking.
We're still green.
As they stay green, it's Jan and Enriquez, and now the caution will fly. Just like that, we're going to overtime. So with the caution coming out, we go into overtime. So this race is no longer the Joe's Karting 172. It will wind up being at least the Joe's Karting 100 something. That's for sure. Fields it stands right now. Ethan Yon is first. Oscar Enriquez is second. Jeffrey Armistead scored third. Dalton Kelly is scored in the fourth position. And Enrique Cucalon rounds out the top five. Matthew Tolster is sixth. Shane O'Neill is seventh. How about that run for that 24? Mason Schreck is up to eighth. Tyler Watermole is ninth. And Darius Dadgar going to get his free pass and get back on the lead lap. Set time by should be 2 to go before we go back green. Of course, with the racing being this close, it's leading to some very hectic, chaotic racing. Let's see if we can talk to one of our drivers and see what they're thinking heading to this green light checker. Hey, Jeffrey, this is the boys in the booth. You got a copy?
What's up?
Well, we don't get the opportunity to talk to you a lot here on JCTV. You're not really, you don't run a lot of the races with us here, so we always like to indulge ourselves in a little bit of Armistead, and we get to do so tonight. That Archibald truck has been running pretty good, up to third now with a shot at it here. What are you looking forward to heading into this first overtime attempt?
Well, I don't know. I got Dalton behind me. I don't, and Oscar's in front of me. I've raced with him a lot. I just don't know who my friends are right now and who does and doesn't have damage. So, I don't know. I'll probably work with Dalton if I can, or just go solo. So we'll see how the runs work out, and hopefully we can go green to the end.
All right. Well, you were my pick to win tonight's race, so I'm no bias, but I am pulling for you to get it done in that Archibald truck.
Yep. Hopefully we can put Archibald in victory lane. We will see.
Alrighty, we'll let you get back to it. Good luck out there.
Yep. Appreciate it.
And that is Jeffrey Armistead, driver of that number 20 Archibald truck. Looking to see if he can put it in victory lane, but he's got a bit of a tall task ahead of him. Ethan Yon has been very, very dominant tonight, very much in control, and that's something that we saw on Tuesday night in the Slide Job Racing League for, his run to the win. For Sartaj Mann, was very dominant, very much leading the way, and wound up winning the race. So we kind of see that tonight with Jan, and I wonder if we'll have history repeat itself tonight. Of course, Slide Job has kicked off their season. They run Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Some of the leagues we see on JCTV as well. The NAOR series, the Dig Designs NAOR series now has been rechristened. They run tomorrow night. I believe Martinsville is the venue of choice. So that should be an exciting race. That starts, I believe, about 10 Eastern on JCTV. And, of course, flagship program, the In the Pits News Truck Series, running Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Race 3 of the Chase. They're heading to Homestead. We've already been teased by Cameron Caldwell that the Miami Vice theme paint schemes are coming back for this weekend, so I'm very excited for that one. I am a sucker for those Miami Vice theme paint schemes. But anyways, we've got unfinished business here. Overtime attempt 1 of 3. Jan, Enriquez, Armistead, Kelly, Cucalon. Green flag, back out. We're back underway.
Outside lane, so much more organized than the inside. But that 12 Cucalon, he moves down to the bottom. And right now, it is only Enriquez and Kelly out there. The next truck is several car lengths back, and that is Mason Schreck.
And you see O'Neal is trying to hold the bottom lane. Dadgar is right there pushing him. Now Dadgar is going to the outside lane. So it's 4 and 4. It's an 8-horse race coming down the backstretch. Enriquez now inching ahead for the race lead as it's Kelly pushing him. Jan blinks out, and it's Armistead behind him. Kukulon as well is there. Mason Shrek, Dadgar, and O'Neal are all here in this pack. All 8 of them have a shot to win this one here as they will hit the stripe for the white flag. One more lap here at Daytona. Who's going to walk away with the win? Dadgar diving to the bottom. O'Neal's going to get right behind him, but up front Enriquez is going to clear out front of Jan. He will pull down in front for the race lead. Dalton Keller to the outside with Shrek out there with him. Only 2 trucks now populate the outside lane.
Jan making a move to the outside. That's going to help the inside even more here. Oh, contact. They're going to save it.
Oh, Kukulon does not save it. Around he goes. Armistead and Enriquez now battling. Kelly's right there as well. Armistead to the outside of Enriquez, side by side. Last season, Enriquez, lost on a photo finish. This season, he's going to lose it at the line to Jeffrey Armistead, who comes through to win the race. Jeffrey Armistead wins the Joe's Karting 172. Dalton Kelly second. Oscar Enriquez is third. Mason Shrek fourth. Ethan Jan comes home fifth. Shane O'Neal brings out this group here, finishing in sixth. What a battle to the line. And Jeffrey Armistead takes home the win.
That was incredible.
He got the run when he needed it to get around Enriquez. And just like that, Archibald is going to find victory lane. It's Jeffrey Armistead, your race winner here for the second annual Left Turn Lounge Joe's Karting 172. What a way to kick off the season. We'll see what he can do here. Sliding into the grass now is that 20. And not to brag or anything, Josh, but he was my pick to win.
Yeah, mine got P2 though.
So basically all I hear from that is another shortcoming by you at the hands of me. So we see here a celebration for Armistead as he wins it here. Everybody's celebrating pretty much in that infield course area. You look and see everybody celebrating. I heard an engine blow. You see there's Shrek down there. Saponsky's down there. We see, I believe there's Kukulon down there celebrating. But no one is celebrating more than Armistead. But first, we're going to talk to our runner-up finishers here. See, first things first, if we can get a hold of our third place finisher, Oscar Enriquez. Hey, Oscar, maybe not. There we go. Hey, Oscar, this is the boys in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, you had a very good chance to get there at the end, but second year in a row, coming up just short of the line. What more do you think you needed to get that win?
Yeah, I just think I played it right, it's just, leading at the end is always what can get you there. And just didn't have any help in the bottom lane. And Dalton and Jeffrey worked well together, and they were able to overcome me. So, it is what it is.
Well, you've got another chance next year to do it, but of course, plenty more racing to go. What other races are you looking forward to this season, both in real life racing as well as maybe iRacing races you're looking forward to, and maybe some leagues looking forward to?
Yeah, I always look forward to plate races, as they're my strong suit. They're just really fun for me, and I just love watching them and just to race them on iRacing.
Well, alrighty, third place finish. Anybody you want to shout out here?
Yeah, I'd just like to shout out you guys at JCTV for providing very great broadcast and hosted races, and to the Left Turn Lounge, of course, that you guys are very special. And yeah.
Well, alrighty, that is Oscar Enriquez, your third place finisher here at Daytona. And Josh, I do believe you have a hold of our runner-up finisher, Dalton Kelly.
Not sure. There we go. Dalton, just short of the win. You had a great run. You went with Jeffrey there on the last lap coming out of turn 4, but just too little too late. Walk us through what it was like for you on that last lap.
Yeah, coming to it, primary goal was just to make sure a team truck won. Once we had all three of us right there out front, coming off of 4, is just trying to get to the checkers first. And he blocked time, went to the wall, so I tried to go middle. Met Oscar there, and we kind of just slid sideways to the line. But all in all, good for a team truck to win out of this.
Well, you were my pick to win tonight. Really wanted to see you get it done. I noticed you were kind of staying towards the back all race. Was that part of your plan to just save your truck, not get caught up in any chaos, and try to work your way up to the front?
Yeah, it was primary plan just to stay back there till about 10 to go, and then just send it at that point. And it almost worked out for us, but we at least made the finish, so other people didn't. It's always great to come out of Daytona with a top 5 and a mostly clean truck.
All right. Well, who do you have to thank? Who can sit down for you behind that 45 truck?
So everyone with SBLD out there. Wrigley Stats, Circle B Diecast, Daddy Dawson, of course, with a great call as always.
All righty. Let's your runner-up tonight, Dalton Kelly. Second place finish to Jeffrey Armstead. Dawson, back to you.
And indeed, we have our winner. We spoke to him before the restart, and now we get to speak to him in victory lane. Jeffrey, I think I gave you that extra bit of motivation to get you to the finish line there.
You definitely did. I always want to win, but when I heard that you had picked me, I couldn't let you down. I can let myself down. I can't let anybody else down. Yeah, we were able to get it done. It was a pretty chaotic last lap. The first lap was pretty orderly. A lot of chaos kind of happened down that backstretch there, and I was able to get a good run and get the space I needed to make the move I needed to make.
Yeah, and that last lap, you mentioned you didn't have any friends yet, or you didn't know who your friends were going to be, but somehow you made it work out with both Oscar and Dalton together. But just that race as a whole, what was your point of view from the driver's seat? I know you mixed it up a little bit early on and then kind of dropped back and let all the chaos happen in front of you. So what was that like for you watching that race from your perspective?
Yeah, it was a little all over the place. At first, I kind of wanted to lay back, then I was like, I'm going to go for it. It was kind of calm and then not calm and then calm and not calm. Almost every lap, it seemed to change. We'd get orderly, and then we would get into a large pack, and depending on who was doing what, I would decide whether or not I wanted to bail out or not. But I decided, about 15 to go, it was time to really get up there, and I ended up getting caught up in something, I think, with 6 or so to go, 5 to go maybe, and had to use my fast repair, which I was lucky to still have, and and then was able to be there at the end and make everything work with how the cards kind of shuffled there.
Alrighty, the 2023 season is upon us. Of course, this is to kind of celebrate the start of the new NASCAR season. Who are you looking forward to rooting for? What races are you looking forward to? And are there any other leagues that you're looking forward to racing in as well? I know you race court with us on Monday nights, but maybe any other leagues you're looking at running this season.
Yeah, I guess as far as leagues and stuff, yeah, court will definitely be one, running the trucks there. Maybe the Cup Series whenever I get a chance, but not really full time. That'll probably be my main one. I'll dip my toe into ITPN here and there, and who knows? I know the group that we race with, they'll sometimes post leagues and races within leagues where they might be doing recruiting or something like that, and I'll see what's going on. But yeah, court will be my main one. Yeah, looking forward to the 2023 season getting fully underway. It's always good to start this off with a win.
Alrighty, Jeffrey, congratulations again, and you got Archibald in victory lane for the first time tonight, so congrats on that as well.
Yep, it's Archibald's home track, so happy Archibald gets a win.
Alrighty, Jeffrey Armistead, you're a race winner here in the Joe's Karting 172.
All right, thanks, Dawson.
And of course, somewhere, some place, Brett Bennett is smiling that somebody in SBLD was able to get a win before him. Surely he is smiling and happy about that one. So Josh, we have completed another Super Speedway event, another crazy hectic finish coming to it. Let's go ahead and just take a look back one final time at that one. Just what it was coming down to it on the backstretch. You see that move? He almost got caught up in that wreck with Kugelon. He spins back up, Hicks to 65, but right here, he was able to get it organized, get back up to it, and he made the move work.
Yeah, it was an incredible job to keep it clean and get up there.
You saw Dalton Kelly get junked back in the background, battling to complete that second place move, but of course, it would all be the 20 truck as he finds his way to victory lane here tonight. And so with that, that completes another broadcast here on JCTV. As we mentioned earlier on, there's still plenty more racing action the next 2 days. You've got the Dig Designs NAOR League running Martinsville tomorrow night. Tune into that one, 10 p.m. Eastern. It will be Josh and Adam on the call for that one, and I may pop in and race that one because I may need a reason to work at Martinsville. And then, of course, Saturday, you'll catch me, Adam, and Jonathan Canfield in the booth for the In the Pits News Truck Series, heading to Homestead for Race 3 of the Chase. Of course, while we're talking about that league, let's go ahead and show you what we're looking at right now points-wise for these drivers. I believe this is our up-to-date points graphic. If not, oh well. It doesn't look like it is, but this is after Bristol last Saturday. You can see there, Jonathan Parker is your points leader. Michael Kruger cutting the gap with the win. He is now 10 points back, but everybody else is kind of slipping and sliding back further. Matthew Stotts, Ryan Bogey, Andrew Elias, all but eliminated, I would say, at this point. But you can see definitely a lot more variability between these drivers as they battle for a championship. That, of course, Saturday night, racing at Homestead. So don't miss that one. It's going to be a fun show for sure. And, of course, Josh racing in it as well, racing for the Dash for Cash, seeing if he can try to go and win himself some money.
Yeah, we're going to try. We're going to try our best to claim some money and ultimately get ourselves in the big Final Four at Kansas in a few weeks.
Yeah, so we'll have that Final Four in Kansas. But of course, we'll see how everything pans out heading up to it. We still got 2 races to determine that group battle of championship contenders, I guess you could say. But other than that, that's that. Obviously, those 2 days, the next 2 days, we got some jam-packed racing. Jonathan Canfield is remiss that I didn't mention him for tomorrow night. He will be part of the call as well, and then he will be racing on Tuesday night as the Slide Job Racing League make their way to Chicagoland for their second race of the season. That'll do it for us from here at Daytona. Of course, we're looking forward to this 2023 season here in NASCAR. That's what this is pretty much a hype event for, is to get everybody excited and ready for race season. I want to thank everybody that's been involved in everything, every production we've done, every race that we've done. It's been a blast. I really have enjoyed this ride. I'm so glad to be a part of it. I want to thank Josh for bringing me on and having me work with him for this channel and helping me to make everything that it is and allowing me to make everything that it is. So that will do it for us here tonight on JCTV. Congratulations, Jeffrey Armistead, on the win here in the Joe's Karting 172. And we hope you're excited for not only the 2023 NASCAR season, but also we hope you're getting ready for some more action on JCTV. As we come down to a championship battle in 2, we've got one that's just getting started. Slide Job, Dig and NAOR, and In the Pits News Truck Series. Tune into all 3 of those events when we broadcast them. And I hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. For Josh Coppernoll, this is Dawson Allen signing off as always, saying so long. Have a great rest of your night.